out really quick on the feed so we know live feed.
Yeah, you do that. I'll retweet it.
Okay.
Yeah, as will I.
I'll put it on Alpha Geek as well.
Our handle is at Tauren Think Tank.
That's where I was
Yeah.
And what is Alpha Geeks at Alpha Geek?
And do you use the
Alpha
Hootsuite
Geek
for everything, or how do you? Okay.
Not on my phone, I don't.
You don't have a phone? Okay.
No.
My glasses over here.
All right, that should show in your feed now for easy retweeting. All right. You're live, so watch your mouths.
We're live. There we go. I'm going to retweet that right there. You're seeing all the magic happen right now, guys. This is how it is.
How we roll, kids.
Internet's really bad right here.
What's that?
They said the internet right here from my phone.
Oh,
signal's
yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah, that's why we did the hardline thing, because too many nerds with too many Wi-Fi.
I know. Is my volume okay on this one, Todd?
Yep, you're coming through good and loud.
Awesome. Okay.
We can always levelate it.
Yeah.
Levelator is your friend. All right, live.
Ooh, let me see.
I'll just count it down and in 3, 2, 1, and I'll just do my
So that's
little...
where you got that scar.
What's
We just went live. I like to freak people out.
I didn't know that I fell yesterday. No. I didn't know what I did yesterday.
All right, so I'll just play the audio logo, and you guys just run with it.
You got it. Let me know when we're ready.
I'm good to go when you are.
All right.
So
We got people showing up. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Tauren Think Tank, episode, what is this, 122? I can't even remember what we are, 122?
I think we're 122 now.
Live from BlizzCon 2014. Yeah. We are in the AIE Guild Hall. These guys are so awesome. Thank you guys so much. We got a couple folks here. Everyone's down at the con right now because we were just like, we just need to record something. We need to find some time to do it. So we literally threw this together this morning. So I'm Jules with half a voice left after this entire weekend. And of course, Marconin is with me right now.
Yes.
And your voice is about 0.5% too.
Well, I didn't cheer as loud yesterday. I came close.
You did?
During the opening ceremony.
Okay, wait. Now, did you go to the Warcraft movie panel? Did you do that?
No, I have not yet.
Okay, that is why
need
you
to.
still have a voice?
Yes.
Because they did a whole thing during that Warcraft movie panel, which was so freaking awesome, where they recorded us doing For the Alliance and For the Horde as part of the movie.
I know. That's why I'm extremely jealous that I didn't get to make it. I was busy. I was in line getting autographs from the voiceover artist panel.
See, now you were doing something cool too.
Well, I know, but that signed poster is going to be on my wall. You're going to be in every theater in the country that plays Warcraft.
I didn't know that was coming, so that was about the most cool thing ever, by the way.
Yes.
So, but there's tons of cool things that have been going on during BlizzCon that we have experiencing, and my brain is at about 0.5% because I'm just there's been so much going on. We've been so tired, but working and having fun and seeing our friends and doing all those wonderful things, including each other.
I know, absolutely. I know
it's
been so long. It's only been a year.
It's been a year, but when I saw you come down the elevator in your hotel, and we were it's okay, I'm here. Let's go find each other.
Yes.
And it was I've seen you yesterday, because it was just it's so cool to be able to have people that you recognize, know, and all the people that we've gotten to know since then too. So, So Tauren Think Tank has been kind of busy this weekend.
Just a little bit.
We've been around doing different things like that, talking to people. But then we had a big old party last night.
Yes, we did.
Which was pretty amazing.
The Smash Bass was a smash.
I know. So, okay, so the party was in the Hilton on Friday. What day is today? Saturday.
It's Saturday now.
What is today? I really literally don't know what day it is anymore. Friday night, and we were pretty excited to have the party, but there was also a party going on outside the Blizzard's was hosting the 10th anniversary of World of Warcraft outside of our hotel.
Mm-hmm. Right there in the middle.
I was having a minor panic attack about like a couple hours before. I'm like, nobody's going to show up to this party. No one's going to show up. And we had the best turnout. It was really cool.
It was really great.
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy with the turnout and met so many great people.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It's one of the highlights of the weekend.
That is. It was for me too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think now that it's over and I'm kind of like teetering on the edge of exhaustion. It's like I really will be kind of digesting everything as we travel home tomorrow and just be like, whoa, this was kind of a trippy couple of days. So we've been kind of working. I think Marconin and I both have kind of shared a similar experience where we're just like our interactions have been all about the community, which has been amazing. And I've seen the good and the amazing, and then I've seen just a little bit of not so good.
Just a little bit.
It's just a tad here or there. But for the most part, it's been it just kind of strong feelings of people just wanting to be together and hang out and like so many hugs and so
all
many.
All of the hugs, yes.
Did you lose count at like day one?
Yes, I didn't even try counting because I knew it was futile from the beginning.
I know. It's just like we needed like something. Somebody's got to come up with an app that's like a hug counter or something like that. That was like your 15th hug of the hour. Oh, a hugometer. Thank you, Todd. I like that one. But it is the it's of course the community that makes, and that was what Chris Messin said during the opening ceremonies, was about this being about the community, which of course warmed my heart completely. But I was just so excited. If you guys, hopefully you guys got a chance to catch the opening ceremonies and what happened. Mike Morheim's comments,
absolutely,
about kind of skirting around Gamergate, but not saying it, but calling out the fact that we are all part of the same family. I got a little teary-eyed.
I did too, and he, like you said, he didn't specifically call it out because I think it pertains to the broader issues that we have, not just this. This is a reminder that this goes on all year, and it's got, it's an issue that's been around for a very long time. It's not just here the past couple months. It's something that's been around for a long time, and I'm glad he called it out. He called out the issue in general and took the positive spin on that, and to say, guys, we're here to have fun. Video games are a form of entertainment, and it's also a community building form of entertainment because we play massively multiplayer online games, and you can't play the game to its fullest extent without each other. You cannot experience it to the level that the designers poured their hearts and souls into without each other. And so that's really what it's about, and that's really why he tried to focus on let's show the world that this is who we really are. And remind the people who aren't like this that, guys, why? Let's just all rise each other above it. Let's just keep on going and make it a whole lot easier on everyone else. I was so proud to be a gamer at that point. I really was. I was feeling like we were kind of we were getting the control back again. And then you have a weekend like this where you see a brand new IP unveiled. Oh my goodness.
In a situation where you haven't seen this in, what did they say, 17 years?
17 years since the last IP came out.
And so you feel now not only part of something huge because you've seen it for the first time and you were there when it happened. And then you got your hands on it, which was, I got my hands on Overwatch. I know you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
You need to do that today.
Okay, what did you think?
I really think it's amazing, first of all. And I'm not a first-person shooter.
Me
but
either.
I was just like, this is really, really cool. It's a beautiful game. I was like, they have this setup time. When you go out there, you can like start looking around the outside, and I'm looking at like the scenery. There's mountains in the background. There's like a scenescape behind it. I am going, this is so fully realized already. How in the world did they keep this a secret? How in the world did they not tell anybody about this?
I don't know, but I think whatever formula they use, they're going to keep it going for everything else because it worked very, very well.
We figure everything else out. I don't know how they didn't do it this time. So
yeah, I knew about the name Overwatch before because I'd heard that was a thing, but nobody, it's just like we thought it was a code word or a code name.
Oh, I didn't even hear about it before.
Well, I think it was Ashanka was telling me that he had heard about it before.
Yeah,
and we were talking about it. I think I saw it in an article a while back.
Yep.
But knowing what it is, if Blizzard has their name on it, it could be an expansion, could be a code word for an expansion.
Sure.
And it blew me away. Like that, the cinematic I thought I was watching like the intro to Big Hero 6 because that movie came out this weekend, and it's that same kind of really stylized, almost kind of anime style.
Yeah.
It's heavily anime influenced animation.
Did you see the influence too? Like, you watched the whole Lords of War series,
Yes.
so you can kind of see that sliding static animation style in there in the beginning of it when they're doing that picture where the image is moving, we're staying still, but the background is moving or something like that, and you could see that totally happening. I don't know. And then the best part, I think, of the whole thing is that, we were talking to some of the developers, some of the CMs, and they were just like little kids before the opening ceremony. It's just this giddy feeling of like, we have something really cool and we can't tell you. And it was the coolest thing to see their faces when it was out, and they were like, we're doing this for you guys. We're making a game that we want to play. And that was so cool.
Yeah, and they can finally, it's a burden off their shoulders because now they can finally. So what did you think about this and that and this and that? And, oh my gosh, what did you think?
Yeah.
They can really just kind of unload and really now start to talk about it. They don't have to keep the secret.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, it has been an experience. Again, last year was of course an amazing experience, but this year, of course, again, totally different. World of Warcraft is really not that much of a presence in this BlizzCon, but we know that when we get home, we're going to be like, oh my God, it's like 5 days till Warlords, and then we'll be crazy. And we did you get a chance to see the live raid earlier today?
I came in right after they got to the second boss.
Okay, so that of course gets you all pumped up for ready to raid again.
Oh yeah.
So we were just like, oh my God, it's time. We're going to be raiding soon again. I was so excited. Okay. So I am like just geeking, fangirling out. I don't even know. My brain hasn't brought it all into play, I don't think.
I don't think so either. I think it's going to take me a couple days to soak it all in, and also kind of check out the other panels, because the ones that I didn't make, I want to kind of learn, like, I've seen little tidbits on Twitter and stuff that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it's just I want to know all of it once I get home and get a chance to sit down and digest it.
So let's talk a little bit about the community, which is what we do best, because that is what we do. And the amazing thing about this experience, if you've never been to BlizzCon, like we talked about last year when we were here at BlizzCon, is the opportunity to see people in action together. People who have corresponded on Twitter. I don't think I have girly screamed as much as I have in the last 48 to 72 hours of seeing people and just kind of going, and it's that feeling of like you can make a complete idiot out of yourself by seeing somebody that you are so excited to see, and that's okay because you're here at BlizzCon.
And everybody is like that.
I know.
Everybody's feeling that way.
I know, and I don't know. I've been so stupidly excited. I've been like during the opening ceremony, you saw me. I'm like sitting there bouncing in my seat. I'm so excited. I don't know what it does. I don't know why this does that for me or for other people. It makes me so excited. But for me, I would say, it's the seeing all this stuff, like, I called it Christmas morning.
Yes.
But I feel so energized by everybody. I feel so energized by it. Like, I feel people's energy all around, and I'm just like, I want to just keep doing more. I can't sleep at night.
Yep.
I'm up in the early morning. I'm like, can we bottle this feeling?
I wish we could.
I would be exhausted, though. I don't know if you guys would probably be really exhausted doing this all the time, but for the short period of time, I like I said, can't digest a lot of it yet. It's been so kind of overwhelming, but.
Yeah, and like you said, it does feel like Christmas morning. Like during the opening ceremony when the bass is just throbbing through the entire convention center, and like you were getting giddy, I was just, my fists were getting clenched. I was so excited. I was like, I want to play a game. I want to do something. It's just this electricity that's going through the entire building. Yeah. And it was phenomenal seeing even the games that I don't play much of.
Yeah.
Legacy of the Void.
Oh,
I love the
cool.
Protoss. They were my favorite race back in StarCraft 1, and I need to finish Wings of Liberty and play Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
But when I get to Legacy, it's like, oh man, seeing the trailer and all the footage, just it's just so exciting, and just so they build it up intentionally to make you feel this way.
Yeah.
You're getting it. You're getting what they're giving you, and it's just it's so phenomenal that they can do this, and really it's such a gift that they can give to us, and that's why I love it so much, is because they really pour all they can into this, and they're probably exhausted come Sunday.
Yeah,
a lot more than we are. Because,
and then they go back to work.
And then
they
go
Monday.
back to work.
They start doing
and
more.
They're like, okay, let's start next year's planning. And it's just I've never had a video. I've always been a pretty good gamer throughout my life, but this is the first like family of games that has really just said, come on, let's go. And here's all these other people that feel the same way you do. Not since I left college and stopped being in band, in marching band, and jazz band. Not since then have I felt such a sense of being home,
part of something,
and being a part of. I could, everybody I could set eyes on. I have something in common with, and we can talk and be friends. And it's you don't really get that in the real world.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so glad we're here.
That's a fantastic point, and it's something that I've kind of noticed that my brain does a little bit of a shift when I come here. In that, when you're out in the real world, you feel like the people that you pass and that you see are gamers are kind of the anomaly. You see someone in a gaming T-shirt, or you see someone who's wearing a Star Wars something, and you're like, oh, that's my person.
Yes,
those are my people. And then you get here, and every single person that you look at, I mean, we're looking across the room. There's a ton of people in this room, and we're like, every single person, you are my people. And so then I go back in the real world, and I'm like, but where did they go?
Yeah,
they all left me. I don't know where they went. So. And I realize that where you feel so comfortable and you feel so like it's just you feel in your skin. You feel like you're real in your skin, and then you leave that, and it's there's a sadness that sets in, which I think is the hardest thing. I'm sitting here on a Saturday going, tomorrow I go back to reality. I go back to work where they're going to be like, oh my gosh, how was it? But they don't really get it. They don't really understand it. They don't really know what it's like to be in that world. And I get teased when I go back to work, and they're like, "Oh, so people know who you are."
Oh.
And I go, "Well, yeah. I mean, some of them do." And they're like, "Oh, you're famous. You're like famous on the internet." And I'm like, "Oh my God, stop that!" Like seriously, because it's almost taking me out of the thing that I love, and almost they're trying to be connecting to it. And I think that's one of the hardest things for me, is that I get this taste of awesome. It's like everybody's like my friends, and the girly screams, and then it's like, I miss you all so. It's that void, that feeling. I miss you guys so much that I can't wait to come back to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've honestly been waiting all year. There's not really a day that goes by that I'm not like, I can't wait for November. I can't wait to get back down here.
I know.
Can't wait to see everybody. That's why this year I was so fortunate to meet so many people. I got to meet Jen Morton and Rem, and I got to meet Bimini like a couple weeks ago, and she's over there
and she's
waiting
over
at
there
me.
Right now.
I got to meet so many people this year. It's fantastic. and then to come here and see everybody else that I met last year, meet so many more people, and just have now the first year that you come, it's almost an overload of how much there is.
Yeah.
But once you've come here once, you've got the shock and awe. It's still there, but you're tuned to it, so you're part of it now.
Yeah.
And then you get to really dig deeper, and I see more people. I get to experience it almost in a richer sense now that I'm in it. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you're, when you first hear, when you first hear a song by an artist that you really love, and you're like, I love this song.
Yes.
And then you listen to that song, and then you buy the album, and then you're like, oh, well, he's got like 7 other albums, and then you like really dig into the deep cuts and really figure out who this person is and what he's about or she's about.
And you know the words now.
And you know the words by heart. And so now they're coming through you, not just at you.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel now, is like all these people, all these experiences are not coming at me.
Yeah.
They're coming into me and through me,
Yeah.
and it's just shared between everyone.
I had a moment when we first got here. The first day we were in the hotel, we had like this hellish shuttle ride from the airport to here, and I got here and I was just like, so frustrated. And so we went out and we found a couple people, and we found you, and then we went out and had lunch, which was great. We had an awesome lunch, and we got back to the hotel. We went back to the Hilton, and I needed to go pick up some stuff for the party. And I saw people, and the first person I saw is sitting over here at 2020 site. She saw me, and she was waving at me and going, oh my God, Jules is here. And then I was talking to her. I was talking to Revenar, who's in the back. I think he's still here. And then I turned, and Arcane is like poking me on the shoulder, and he's like, turn around. And I turn, and in the middle of the Hilton bar is like 25 convert to raid guildies, and they are all waving and going, "Hi, Jules!" And I was just like, I almost started crying right there because it was like I realized that I was just like part of something. Like I felt so much part of something. And then I was like, "But guys, I'm so sorry. I got to go pick up this package before they close, and then I'll go and I go over there and talk." But that feeling, like that's a memory that I am going to carry with me for that. You know, just everybody was excited to be there, and then they were excited to see me, which was like, oh. So I love the fact that we have the opportunity to talk to fans of this show who work, you know, we worked with or talked to or corresponded with on Twitter, had DM conversations with, and the only regret that I have is that we don't have enough time to talk to everybody for as long as we would like to.
Yes.
That is the hardest thing, because we go to the party and everyone's like, "I got this for you, and I got this for you, and I got to talk to you," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. All right." So you don't get enough time. You just don't get enough time. That's the only thing. But that was that was such a special moment for me in this too. And of course the party.
Yeah, and you did a really good job at the party too.
Oh God. I was shaking like a freaking leaf up there. They're telling me I have to MC this thing, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what to say. And they said, just get up there and say hi. And I got down there and my hand was shaking, like literally shaking. I'm a podcaster. I sit in front of my microphone in my bedroom with a cat behind me. He's on Skype across from me. There ain't nobody around. There were like 200 pairs of eyes looking at me.
That's how it was for me with the Tristram's Got Talent on Friday night. Oh,
my God. So you have to tell me that, because I didn't get a chance to see it.
Well, when I went to the Voices of Draenor, I stopped and talked to the voice director for Blizzard at the end. I said, so how is this going to work? Because the website didn't explain it all the way through. And she's like, okay, we're just going to pick like 16 people. You know, I'd love to have everybody up here, but we're just going to pick 16 people, and we're just going to run them through. It's going to be the 3 voice actors, which was Dominic Keating, who's the voice of the male Templar, James Hong, who's the voice of Covet Shen, and for the life of me, I can't remember the lady's name, but she's the female Crusader.
Okay.
And the 3 of them were up there, and they're going to judge you. And so I waved my arms like an idiot and I got it picked. So to go up there. Yes, I was one of the 16. And so, you know, they say, well, you can do any of the 3 roles you can. Like, so a guy could do the female Crusader because you're just doing the lines. And they enjoyed you doing their inflection and their accent. And so I did the Templar. And I am a Trekkie, and to sit there and do Dominic Keating's voice in front of him, in front of, you know, a person who was on Star Trek Enterprise, was just like, my heart was about to jump out of my chest. I was so nervous. I screwed up my first line completely, just botched it.
Do you remember what you had to say?
Oh, man. I was like, it's BlizzCon. Sounds like a demon lord. Can we kill it? Glorious. And that kind of stuff. And then there's one line where he's like, he's talking about trying to pick up a lady, but of course he's a Templar, and he has these rules of celibacy, and he can't, you know, he's like, Erina, I've given up my rules. I've given up the Templar Order. Please come back. You know, and it was very cool. And I did, you know, my accent wasn't spot on or anything, but I was very. You were empathetic. I was very aggressive.
Emphatic.
And I was very emphatic, and I was moving my hands and trying to, because that's what I do when I do the voices for anything else, is that I'm sitting there around the mic moving, because I know that helps. You know, you've got to embody it through and through.
You do. When you're voice acting, I mean, you can't sit still. You've got to be like, you know, pushing your diaphragm around and moving it.
Yeah. And so I did the few lines, and Dominic Keating said my accent, and he's like, for an American, your voice is very good.
Oh.
So he complimented me on that. And actually, I think James Hong, it was the only, because they either voted 1, 2, or 3 on the cards, and the only 3 he gave out the entire night was for mine. So I felt really special about that.
Man.
Yeah, I didn't get high enough to get into the final thing, which is fine. They gave me the little poster so I could go get an autograph later.
Yep.
And so I got their autographs, and
you got signed.
Yeah, I got signed. James Hong signed my face. He autographed my face as well as the poster.
If you see pictures of him from the Smash Bash last night, he's got like this silver marker on the side of his face, and everyone goes, what happened? And he goes, no, James Hong did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and actually John or Ben, I think Ben has a good picture of you with that signing.
Yes, he does.
He does have that picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was awesome. And
yes, it was quite an experience because it's like you were saying, it's so different whenever you're doing your podcasting or your voice work. You're in your house, you're in your studio, just your headphones on, mic in front of your face, and you can really dig in. But that shows how good the actors can be to bring it all the time, every time, no matter the audience, no matter if it's a stage play, anything, or if they're just on the set. And so I have a huge respect for all the voice actors, especially after seeing that I Know That Voice documentary.
Yes.
And it was...
I need to see that documentary.
Yes, you really do. It's so phenomenal.
The Warcraft movie panel, they brought out Rob Kaczynski, who is playing... Is he playing Ughram? Is that right?
Ughram, yeah.
And so he came out... And it was a surprise, of course. He's holding the doom hammer.
Oh man!
And so he's walking around, and they actually talked a bit about his acting because he was motion captured for this to play an orc, and he's a relatively slim man. I mean, he's very fit, but slim man. But he's playing a 500-pound ogre. Mm-hmm. And he was like, they coached me on how to do that. He stood up. And he literally transformed his body into how he did. He's like, you gotta hold the gut out. So he had the gut out, and then his head went forward, and he walked around, and it was just this kind of lurching thing that he did. I was blown away. I mean, to watch him go into transformation, which is what the same thing as voice acting goes into. When it's not literally just I'm changing my voice. It's literally changing your body and changing how you hold yourself and that kind of thing.
And the documentary that goes into it, because especially the ones who do really like guttural sounds and voices, it's figuring, you got to figure out where in your throat everything goes, and then you just have to kind of twist it around and really just, you have to contort yourself and really just become it completely.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, not just sound like you're doing a voice over here like this, and it's just different. If you really want it to, and you're not just reading the lines, you have to bring it off the page and really bring it.
It's so we got to see a bunch of very different stuff at this BlizzCon so far, and I think we're going to continue to do that. I'm probably going to be going to see Metallica tonight. I don't know if you were planning to go.
I'm still on the fence. I'd like to, because I'd like to see level 90 Elite Tauren Chieftain.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to see them too. They were opening for that, so we still have lots to do today. I mean, it's only midday here in Anaheim, but we wanted to squeeze in a little bit of a recording so we could talk about what we were doing at BlizzCon. And to say hi to everybody, say hi and let you guys know that we were still alive.
Yes.
we survived BlizzCon. And that things are still just having a great time.
Wonderful time this year.
Yeah. I don't think that I can say enough about the people that we've met who have said that they listen to Tauren Think Tank.
Absolutely.
You have been having some really fun experiences with people coming up to you and recognizing you, which is this is something that you haven't experienced before here.
Yes, a few people knew me last year, most notably you, when I first saw you last year.
Yes.
But now that I am on the show, and people have been coming up to me left and right, and it's so wonderful to hear how much they appreciate what we do.
Yes.
And it just gets me even more, I believe in the show, and that's why I am so thankful that they come up and talk to us about how much they like it. And it just like seeing Overwatch, seeing the movie jazzes us up for the games.
Yep.
Having people come up to us jazzes us up for our show.
Yeah.
And it's just it's very reassuring. It's very invigorating.
Yeah.
To know that they appreciate it, because it is. I appreciate every bit of feedback we get through the emails.
Yep.
But to actually see someone's face and their smile and shake their hand, give them a hug, take a picture.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You've taken a lot of pictures with people.
I've taken quite a few pictures this year. I have.
Good. And I've come back with some topic ideas.
Good.
One of them is being kind to your fellow congoers. My goodness.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing. I for the most part people have been wonderful, but I would like to. I think one of the times that we do a show, I'd like to talk about being aware of what other people are doing around you, because and I know that there's 20,000 people trying to do an opening ceremony and it's just crazy, but during the Warcraft movie panel, we were kind of towards the second half. where the bathrooms are is kind of like halfway through, and so we were a little bit before that, but we were like near a major walkway, and people were just kind of plopping themselves, standing in the walkways to watch.
That happened during the opening ceremonies too.
Yeah, and it was like, guys, there are people sitting behind you, and we would like to see too. And so I must have yelled down in front to a bunch of people at least 7 times. And then finally, security came by and just shooed them away. But it was like, I hate to be rude to people, but you're kind of making it hard for me to enjoy my time here, too. And there's, like, seats way out there, screens everywhere.
Yeah, there's screens everywhere.
Everywhere there are screens. But so, that is the one thing that I would say at BlizzCon is, be conscious of your fellow con goers and, the experiences that they're having. Getting rip-roaring drunk in the middle of the Hilton and smashing things is probably not the thing to want to do either, but
No,
but we
really.
saw some of that too, and, I want people to have a great time and enjoy, but, and honestly, 99% of people have been fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, I can't say enough about it. There's that little 1% where it's just like, this could have been better. This could have been a little bit better.
Well, and since it's such a small percentage, it sticks out.
Yeah. But,
But it sticks out in your mind. But if you look at it overall, it's just a very positive experience.
But what's funny is, like, so you see someone who maybe had a little bit too much to drink one night. The generosity and consideration of people like yourself. I mean, so Marconin, of course, helping people out when they needed it, walking them home if they had a little too much to drink. And there are people out there doing that all over the place for everybody. If someone needed something, I'll get that for you. I've seen people just bend over backwards for other people too. And so I've seen absolutely the best in people this weekend. And so I want to just say thank you for everybody who has done something nice for someone else, held a seat for somebody, held a door for them, didn't step on someoe's toes to try to tromp in front of somebody else.
Yeah.
Left in the middle of the show. Let us record this show, Todd.
Yes. Thank you.
That is what
What
makes.
are you doing on my stream?
I don't know. I think we took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. So there's been the positives have like quintupled the negatives, but I just I have some show ideas after this one. I'm just
Good.
There'll be some things that we could definitely talk about in terms of kindness to others in the good way and more kindness to others in the other way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else that you wanted to discuss or bring up before we head out? We're just doing a little brief stream here before Azeroth Roundtable comes up next.
Yeah.
Our buddies John and Ben. So yeah, but we wanted to make sure we said hi and
Yes.
he's like, we're here.
We're still here. I
We
promise. They didn't drag us away or
No.
anything.
Was there anything else that you wanted to bring up while we were here?
Not really. Pretty much everything that I wanted to bring up, you've already done so.
Good.
So I think I'm pretty good.
Good. Well, we love you guys so much. Thank you
Yes.
all for being a part of our experience, the ones that were here and the ones that were not. We hope that you enjoyed the Twitter, the things that we put out there. And I've got so many more pictures I haven't even uploaded yet because sometimes you just don't get a signal.
No,
it's
you
like,
don't.
there's no signal and there's no way. So we'll be putting a whole bunch of pictures out in Dropbox and that kind of thing.
Yep.
So
That's going to be good.
I guess it'll be time for us to wrap it up, and then we'll come back next week with an actual show, discussions, all those great things. We'll be back on Saturday. We'll do our show on Saturday. You're in town. You got
Yes.
Okay.
And I just found out I have to switch back to overnights. As soon as I get back to Arkansas, I have to drive back down to Texas where I was at because we have to work Tuesday and Wednesday night.
You have to go back to where you were?
Yeah, I found out this morning. It was yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then by Saturday I'll be back up here.
And then you'll be back
I'll be
on
back
days.
home. Yeah, I'll be back on days. So
awesome.
just need to get through one more week apparently.
Well, you guys can catch us Twitter at Tauren Think Tank. You can follow me at Jules RPG. You can follow Marconin at Marconin Wow. And Facebook.com/Tauren Think Tank is our Facebook page. I haven't posted a damn thing on Facebook. I'm really bad. I'll just do that when we get home. But other than that, you can catch on there. We will have, and people have asked us this too. Marconin is wearing one of our shirts that we were that we had at the party, and we will
Yes.
be selling more of these we have some extra ones that we'll be selling for during the small window of time during the Black Friday sale area.
Okay.
It benefits the party and everything that we did there. So that website, if you didn't get one, you'll be able to do that as well to benefit the Smash Bash. It always helps a little bit there, here and there.
Plus,
So.
it's really good to have a stylish shirt on every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Show off your fashion and your appreciation for Tauren Think Tank.
Yes.
He's dead sexy.
It really
No
is
doubt
sexy.
about that.
So, until next time, /moo, everyone.
/moo. Thank you very much.
It's so weird to do a show with no show notes.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting here going,